Hi everyone and welcome to another video. Today I have with me one of my favorite devices, whatever, from Lenovo that I've had in the recent years. It's the X1 Extreme series, and this is the 5th generation. Now before I'm opening this up, I have to say something. This device is very special for me. The first one is because the X1 Extreme is the brother of the P1 series. It's exactly the same, it looks the same, it's just that the graphics card is a little bit changed and the motherboard is a little bit changed. And I just like the overall look of it and how much power it has and everything. The second thing, this device costs, well, it cost for me $4,000. It's pretty expensive for this device, and you know what? I'm happy with it. I'm happy that this device cost me so much because it's not a regular one. It's a CTO, and if you don't know what a CTO is, it means that I had a conversation with the Lenovo representative, and we've tailored the best X1 Extreme for me, the one that fits my work and what I'm doing. So without further ado, let's just open it up, shall we? There we have the recycling materials all again. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Sorry. Being a recyclist, whatever, is fine. But the experience of opening the device and everything around it just makes everything a little bit more complicated, if I may say. And there we have it. Looks exactly the same. Nothing changed. You could tell me it's a X1 Gen 4 and I would believe you. Let's put it aside. Let's see what Lenovo gave us. Huge charger, as always, probably 230, right? Let's see. There it says 230 watts. Type-C cable, which is really unique. I never saw a laptop comes with a Type-C cable. Oh, this one. I'm not sure if it's a brand new one, but I've asked Lenovo for a Type-C to Ethernet adapter with the 2.5 gig because I have now at my home 2.5, and I have with me the older version, which is the 1 gig. And as you can see, it's a little bit more bigger, exactly same length. It's just that it's a little bit more wide. Oops. There's something else that should come here. And here it is. The Lenovo Pen. I think it's the Lenovo Pen 2, which should have, yeah, it should have like these two buttons, head, and a port to charge the pen. Let me clean the desk and let me get right back to you. And here we are, cleaned up, and now you can see the device. So let's go with the ports, because I think it's one of the most important things to make sure that your device has. Power port, 2 Type-Cs, Thunderbolt 4, of course, HDMI, aux, and on the right side SD card reader, 2 USBs. One of them is for offline charge. What it means? It means that you can charge your device, let's say a cell phone, while the laptop is in your backpack. It's kind of nice, and a Kensington lock. Now, I wanted to order one with the eSIM, like a place for your one connectivity, but unfortunately, they didn't have one available for me. Beneath it, as you can see, Thinkpad X1 Extreme Gen 5 carbon fiber plus magnesium. Kind of cool. It's a Premiere and a lot of vents and airspace for it to be used. But enough talking. You want to see the device itself, right? So let's open it up. Yep. So this device, as I said in the beginning, is tailor made. What it means? It means that it's not your average one that you can buy in Lenovo's warehouse or in Lenovo's site. You have to talk to one of the representative. Usually it's you can talk to the representative only if you're a company or you're someone who can buy something with money. So everything is pretty much the same. I just may say. The only thing that's new, at least for me, is the screen, because up until now I had like the usual one, the Full HD. This year I went with the 4K. I don't like 4Ks because they are so shiny, and this one as well. But if you can see, it's not so shiny. It's kind of okay. Like, you can barely see me. If it was like 4K, let's say 4 years ago, you could see me reflect in the screen. Also, it's a touch screen, of course. It's not an OLED, but Lenovo's getting there. Let's see exactly what's so different with this device. It's not just the exterior. So the CPU is one of them that, wait a minute. Okay, so the CPU, the one that Lenovo's selling usually is the i7 1200 and 700H. This one is the 12800H. It's not so different between them. It just adds a little bit boost to the CPU. And because I don't want to change this device for like, I may say 4 years, I just bought the best that I can buy. And I didn't get the i9 because I just wanted to be portable and not depend so much on the charger. Also the memory. It's not a fast memory. It's a 4.8K speed and 32 gigs. I don't need any more than that. It's just fine for me. And even if you want to upgrade it later on, I can do it easily, no problem. I can open it up and replace. The SSD. This one is pretty big. Let me show you. This one is the 2 tera. Again, usually the ones that come from Lenovo are 1 tera. Next. Of course, Iris. It just comes part of the motherboard and the CPU. Fine, nothing important. But if you can see a little RTX 30, this one is the RTX 3070 Ti. It's a pretty fast one. I didn't get the 3080 because it just was too expensive, too much money for it. And I don't game a lot, and even if I game, then I'm not playing like heavy games. But I wanted to be future-proof if I ever want to play another game that's really has some really high requirements. Next, let's talk about the keyboard. This year, it's not changed at all. The only thing that I can say that's changed is that they've raised a little bit the keyboard. The previous version was like, the keys were a little bit too deep. This year they got it a little bit out. It feels different and good. It didn't change much, it's like a 5% change, but I can feel it because I'm just into tiny things. Now, what about the typing sound? I'll show you. What about the trackpad? Well, this device and the previous version had a little bit troubles with the trackpad. This device came from Lenovo without the appropriate drivers, so I had to download them and wait a little bit because those three didn't work for me when I first put it up the laptop. It's weird, but I can live with it. And this year, it's not so smooth like it used to be. It's more like, how can I say, something rough but soft. It's okay. It's dandy. They're okay. Nothing really to say about it. The nipple is okay as well. And that's basically it about this part. Next test. Sound. Speakers. This year, I think they got a little bit stronger, but again, nothing major. I think there wasn't any change, but I can feel that they're a little bit stronger. But you tell me if you feel that it has any change. And that was it. Again, I think they got a little bit boosted with the sound. It sounds clear, even though it was really strong. And, well, they're good. Everything about this device is good, but you'll see later on in the other tests. Now for the SSD test. I've asked Lenovo for one of the best, if not the best SSD that they can give me. This test will prove if they gave me something good or bad. Let me run it and I'll get back to you. It's already done with the half. Let's wait for the other half. And the results are in. As you can see, it's pretty fast. It's really what I've anticipated that I'll get. Almost 7,000 read and over 4,000 write. The average today is about 6,000, I might say, read. This one is 7,000. The write is around the 3,000 to the 3.5 thousand write. This one is above the 4,000. I really like it. It's really cool, really fast. And let's go to the next test. And for the CPU test, let's see what score it gets. Now I'm going to run it without the charger. And the second test will be with the charger. Okay, let's start. And the results are in. Let's zoom a little bit. And I'll show you the scores. And zoom over here as well. And there you have it. Sorry, the hold is annoying. And now for the test with the charger. And the results are in. Single core, almost 2,000. Multi-core, a little bit more than 30,000 and a half. Let me show you the rest of the numbers. Now let's check the graphics performance. Let's start with the CUDA, then the OpenCL and the Vulkan. All of the tests are with a charger because I don't see a reason for a laptop to run without and to benchmark your GPU. And the results are in for the CUDA. Almost 130,000 score. And I'll show you the rest of the numbers. And for the OpenCL, and the results are in 112. Well, it's more than 113,000. And I'll show you the rest of the numbers. And for the last test, Vulkan, and the results are in a little bit more than 18,000. Cool. And I'll show you the rest of the numbers. So now that you are done with all the tests, the nerdy tests, I would like to show you something that I've done in the previous videos. I have with me the previous version, which is currently my daily driver, because I just love so much this device. It's a flawless device. Can you tell the difference between them? No, you can't. You couldn't, even if someone paid you some money for it. Now, let's go over the ports. Do you see something different? No. And on the other side, can you see something? No. And what about the other side? Can you see something? No. Now, what I'm trying to say is, it's all internal in this version. I bought the newest version because I just needed a graphics card that's a little bit more than a 3060 and less than a 3080. I know it's weird to buy a new device because of this reason, but if you have a business, then that's the way to go to make your work more flawless and more fits for what you're doing. And I have with me the P1, which is the brother of those devices. This is the P1 without the beautiful carbon fiber above it. Let's go over the ports. Do you think there is a difference between them? Difference? On this side? No. Behind it? No. On the right side? No. The main thing that makes different between the X1 Extreme and the P1 is basically the graphics card. Maybe some parts of the motherboard with the PCI and some more RAM capacity, maybe. But it's more about the graphics card, because the P1 is more Quadro series, and the X1 is more RTX series. But I have another surprise. There is one device that's the other side of the P1. Let's say you want you don't care about weight, and the laptop sits all day on your desk, and you want the best powerhouse and everything. Well, the bigger brother with the same CPU, could be with the same CPU and graphics card and everything, is of course the P16, the new one. As you can see, it's heavy, it's really thick. As someone said in the past, thick pegged, sorry. You got all the ports that you need. You got all the air vents that you need. Easy access. Not that the P1 isn't easy. It's just that its screws are a little bit, well, problematic. If you want something that sits on your desk every day, all day, then get the P16. If you need something that's more lightweight and possibly you can get somewhere from one place to another, then get the X1 or the P1. It really depends on you. And last words. Well, do I recommend it? What my thoughts about it? And have I had any problems with it in the last, well, 20 minutes that I have with me? So, this device is expensive. It's really expensive because it's part of the X1 series. X1 is like the supreme, the flagship of Lenovo's. It's like the best that can Lenovo provide you as someone that buys a device. So if you have the money, sure, you can go ahead and buy this one. Or again, if you are someone who needs more quad-oriented device, get the P1. But if you can afford it and you don't need something that's something that's lightweight and you like the more big and strong devices, get the P16. It's really useful. This one is just beautiful and the powerhouse and really reliable. Again, the only problem that I've encountered with is just missing driver. It's fixed and that's basically it. It's not overheating. It shows good performance. It's just looks like the previous version, but this one with 4K, and I really like it. So thank you for watching and see you in another video.